night on VH1, episode 3, right? I just want to say this entire episode was completely hilarious from the beginning to the end. I'm in my room today because I got like a real bad foot injury. Like, it swole up, everything else, so I'm on limited mobility. So, listen, I want to get right into it. Now, JCI and Taylor, him and Tiff, which is the game, him and Tiff kick off the episode, talking to the wedding coordinator about pretty much what, how they want everything done and, between food and also music. So the wedding coordinator proceeds to ask them, what song do you want to walk down the aisle on? And he said, don't drop that da-dun-da-dun. So then they both start, don't drop that, da-dun-da-dun. Like, she's like, what is that? What is that? And they both started singing it. Them two, I love them two. They shot out, but I love the two together. Like, I swear to God, like, they just fun and crazy. So listen, like, between them and Chrissy and Mr. Jones, is definitely going to be Tiff and JC. Like, somebody was asking about that before, like, which show would you prefer, something like that. I definitely prefer Mary in the Game. Tiffany and JC, they're more interesting than Chrissy and Mr. Jones, in my opinion, because they like real fun together, like, even though they had the issues, they still, like, they're like funny, especially this whole episode. I still like Jimmy and Chrissy, though. So then the wedding coordinator wants to know what kind of food are they going to serve and have served there. So JC, the game calls this owner of a strip club Breezy. It's some strip club that he goes to and asks him if he can get the chicken and the shrimp that he serves at the strip club there at the wedding. Like, crazy. Like, first of all, if you're going to serve chicken and shrimp at your wedding, I want an invite. Now, wait a second. Make sure I took good notes because I was kind of out of it from the pain medication because of my foot. So bear with me 1 second. So then, oh yeah, so this is how it goes on from there. So Tiffany, after that entire meeting with the wedding coordinator, Tiffany, she meets up. Well, she's seen in the kitchen with the kids, and then JC's friends are there. So the game's friends in the kitchen, and they done ate up all the food and everything else, and she's just kind of sick and tired and over this. So she like, did you eat my Apple Jacks? And then I think the guy was just like, yeah, I ate the Apple Jack. So she's just like fed up. There's no food in the house. She got her daughter in the kitchen. Like, what is that kid supposed to eat? Just because y'all was smoking a whole bunch of weed and stuff like that. And now y'all want to get the munchies and eat up everything. Y'all got to leave some food for the kids. Come on now. His friends are shot out. But, game on his one-on-one. This is what interested. This question kind of like confused me. But I was still interested in this. On his one-on-one, he was saying, he rides for his friends. Like, no matter what's going on or whatever, they're always going to be there. Is he trying to say, like, bros before hoes? Tiffany's your fiance, though. Like, that's not like a hoe. Like, I don't know how that's supposed to go. Like, what y'all think about that? But, so she said she needed some money to go to the market. So the game, I'm cracking up from this whole thing, like, the way he had said. And I'm thinking, like, bros before hoes. He gives her $1 bill or something like that. And then she like, in her one-on-one, she like, first of all, if you think that I can go to the market with that, you're crazy. It needs to have a different president on it and a couple extra zeros. So he goes to give her more money, and then she started like, like giving him a little two-step, like she had to like she had to drop it like it was hot to get some grocery money, and he just started peeling off. Like, I was like dying. Like, them two is crazy. That's my new favorite show, definitely, hands down. But oh yeah, so it proceeds after he gives her the grocery money. The show moves into where he wakes up the next day, and his friends this is the day of the engagement party, and his friends is downstairs in the kitchen cleaning. So, and like, what is going on? He said, Tiffany, the kids, and everybody made a mess, and she left a note saying, make sure you clean up, and this, that, and the third. And he's like, well, wait a minute, where's my food? Where's my breakfast? Like, why didn't my wife cook anything for me? And then they was just like, oh, she left you that sticky bun or honey bun. She left you this honey bun on the counter. And he like, really? Like, he had just gave her this money, and he just peeled off, She had to, drop that thing like it was hot just to get this grocery money, and he gave it to her. And then, it was like, okay, well, she didn't buy any food and didn't cook him a breakfast. So she, of course, she was completely concerned and wrapped up into this engagement party. You know, I mean, I don't blame her, but I mean, you gotta feed my man game. You know, like, come on. But so the engagement party starts, and Game is having a complete problem. They beef and everything, and I'm just like, I don't want them two to beef. Like, you know, like they so fun together, but I guess that proves that their relationship is real and it's true. I mean, with big love, like I said one time before, big love and big money and problems, you know, I mean, big problems still come with that entire package. So it is what it is, you know, like, and they always get over it. So he's talking about the whole breakfast thing, and she's like, she didn't have time and all this other stuff. And he's like, oh, but you had time to go get yourself a nice, pretty new dress. So that's neither here nor there, you know. I don't know about, I don't know if she got that dress that day or not, but, you know, I do have two questions regarding these two in this whole situation. I'm going to say that for the end. But real quick, you know, they're blowing up, and I hated to see these two argue. He walks out, and then, you know, this is during the party, and then she don't know how to put on a poker face, but she did her best to do it, you know, to save face for the wedding, well, you know, for the engagement party and kids and everything else. So he goes down the block, like, you could tell, like, he's hot. Like, this is, like, completely real, pound real on that. Now, he goes and actually, yeah, down the block, and then, you know, some of the family and friends, they come there to console and talk to him about it, and he's explaining the breakfast situation. Now, I don't know if this was his mom or one of her friends, because, like, first of all, it doesn't matter. He tells her what happened with the food, and then she goes, at least you ate. At least he ate. He wanted a whole breakfast. Like, you know, he might be drinking at his, he didn't say this, but he might be drinking at his engagement party with his friends and other people that are coming there. You know, so he could celebrate also. You know, like, I mean, can he have a good greasy continental breakfast? He said that's all he needs is a continental breakfast, some eggs, bacon, and an apple. Is it a green apple game? Because I personally like green apples. Now, so yeah, so then, he tells this chick that said, at least you ate. He was all like, oh, for real? At least I ate. He said, he said, you know what you gonna eat at this wedding? Do you want to eat some Pop-Tarts at this wedding? She was like, no. So, like, yeah. So, like, come on. He got her right there. Like, that was hilarious right there. Like, come on now. At least the man ate. Whatever. At least you gonna eat at this wedding. You gonna eat some Pop-Tarts. So they go in there and get it together, which I was happy about. He goes in and makes up, he picks her up, and they get it back together. Now listen, y'all, I got two questions. In regards to this entire episode, right? Do you think Tiff is like going off and into this whole bridezilla type thing? Do you think she's becoming or being a bridezilla, and that's why everything's irritating her? You know, in regards to friends, food, and everything else. Is she being a bridezilla, or do you think my man Game is being immature? Definitely leave that in the comments box and let me know what you think about that or whatever. And until next time, YouTube, thanks for joining me today.